the more the society becomes atheistic, we see that the society becomes more and more miserable. Life for everyone around becomes miserable. And these are the characteristics of Kali Yuga. So we don't see any peace around. Even if externally it may appear everything is nice and peaceful, everyone's consciousness is in so much turmoil. So, whether one has a green card or a visa or whatever, even if one gets citizenship of the United States, a very desirable goal for many who come as immigrants. But that doesn't mean one will become peaceful or happy. So it is Krishna consciousness that makes one happy. Next, Indriyanam hi charatam yam mano nuvidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vayurna vamivam bhasi. Could you read the next verse? Yeah. Krishna is describing here how when we make these sensual pleasures as the goal of our life, even one of the sense pleasures, say for example, we have these five senses, the sense of seeing, touching, smelling, tasting and hearing. If we focus even on one of the senses pleasures, say for example the pleasure of the tongue. Have you ever seen people travel for hours and hours just to visit a particular restaurant, to taste some delicacy there, to visit from one city to another, just to taste one delicacy there? So the pleasures of the tongue can make us run around so much. Likewise, all other pleasures. Don't we see around how desperately a boy may run after a girl who he is in so-called love with? So, these are all pleasures of the senses that make living entities run around. Okay. And Krishna is describing here how such attempts take away our peace. But what can make us peaceful and happy? When we focus our consciousness on God, on Krishna. Next verse, 68. Tasmadyasya mahabhaho nigrihitani sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhyas tasya prajna pratishtita.
Therefore, O mighty Khan, one whose senses are restrained from their objects, certainly of steady.
Yes, if we can manage to restrain our senses from things that give pleasure to the senses, temporary pleasure. Even in Krishna consciousness, there is so much pleasure. When we see the beautiful form of Lord Krishna, our eyes derive such wonderful pleasure. That pleasure is not material pleasure, it is spiritual pleasure. And spiritual pleasure is not agitating. Material pleasure is agitating. It is said with regards to material pleasures, they are both in fulfilled as well as unfulfilled state. They cause misery, material desires. How? When they are unfulfilled, they cause us misery because we are in a state of hankering. And being in a state of hankering cannot let us be in a state of peace and happiness. Does everyone agree? If we are in a state of hankering, we cannot experience peace and happiness. Now, the thing about material desires is, even if satisfied, while being satisfied, they give birth to hundreds of more future hankerings while getting satisfied. So it may appear that, some material hankering is getting satisfied, so I'll be done after this. But no, while being satisfied, hundreds of other seeds of future hankerings are being sown. Okay. But spiritual hankering, even whether fulfilled or unfulfilled, it causes happiness. Say for example, if we are hankering for Lord Krishna, even if we haven't attained him, just that being in that state of hankering, we are in a happy state. Say somebody is hankering to see Krishna. Oh, when will I see my dear Lord Krishna? When will I be with him, associate with him? That hankering is good. Missing the Lord. Actually, it is just like we may feel nostalgic about our home or about our past memories. Actually, the soul's nature is to feel nostalgic and miss the Lord and want to go back to the Lord. And in that kind of nostalgia is what causes us happiness. That kind of hankering causes happiness. Okay. Now, in the next verse, Lord Krishna is going to distinguish between materialistic and materialists and spiritualists. He gives an amazing contrast. Yanisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyato mune.
What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-control, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective.
Yeah. So somebody who is materialistically inclined may have interest in activities like drinking, smoking, discotheques, bars and all. But a devotee absolutely finds no pleasure in that. A devotee sees such places or such activities as no better than sewage. What is that? Sewage, no? That or the gutter material. So a devotee derives happiness in spiritual activities. Similar contrast is made in Bhagavatam. There is a contrast made between swans and crows. If you see, crows like to hang out in dirty places, garbage, but swans are very clean birds. They live in clean water. In fact, it is said swans have the ability to separate milk from water. If milk is poured into water, milk fully mixes into the water, right? But swans have this amazing ability. They can separate out milk from water and drink it. So, devotees or spiritualists are compared to swans. They don't like dirty places, like bars, discotheques and brothels and whatever, or places of prostitution and all. Devotees find no pleasure in that at all. They find pleasure in places like this temple. So, by engaging in spiritual activities, we become swan-like. By engaging in materialistic activities, we become crow-like, according to Bhagavatam. Okay. So did we read this translation? What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-control. And the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage. Okay, next verse. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapah pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti nakamakami. Next.
A person who is not disturbed by incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires.
So Lord Krishna here is saying that while we live in this world, yes, there will be a bombardment of temptations coming toward us. That bombardment of temptations is like rivers constantly flowing into the ocean. Rivers constantly keep flowing into the ocean. However, if we are like the ocean is not disturbed or agitated when large volumes and volumes of water are being added to it by rivers. Similarly, even though a great soul, when living amidst so many bombardments around, bombardments of temptations, when a person who is not disturbed by them, that oh, so many temptations are coming at me, so many nice things around to enjoy, let me run after them. One who gets agitated like this and runs after these incoming desires. So, one who pursues all these incoming desires and temptations will not find peace, will not have a steady spiritual intelligence. But one who stays like the ocean, calm and peaceful, okay, fine. There may be so many beautiful young girls around, so what? My goal is Krishna. So what? All people around may be running after money. Fine, I will earn some money, it's okay. But money is not my goal. My goal is Lord Krishna. Such a person will have a very steady spiritual intelligence. Such a person can impress God. Okay. Just two more verses. 71. Vihaya kamanyah sarvan pumascharati nisprihah nirmamo nirahankara sashantimati gacchati. Next.
The person who has given up all desires for
But Lord Krishna is urging us to rise above these desires for sense gratification. So, and the Lord is urging us to live free from what desires? Material desires. We are not meant to become desireless altogether, but we are encouraged to cultivate spiritual desires, spiritual hankerings, and it is these spiritual hankerings that will make us happy, not material hankerings. Material hankerings, whether definitely when unfulfilled, they cause misery, but even when fulfilled, they eventually cause misery because they sow the seeds of many future hankerings. We just discussed this. Okay. One who lives free from desires was given up all sense of proprietorship. Yeah. This sense of proprietorship, ye mera hai, it is called mamata. This is mine. This mobile phone is mine. This is my home. My. That feeling, that ahankar, that mamata, that puts us in an illusory state of consciousness. But this, if this consciousness is transformed into this kind of a thought process, that everything belongs to Lord Krishna, everything belongs to God. Yes, I have this car. Fine, yeah, it is in my name. I will drive it. I'm not giving it away to somebody, but yet it belongs to Lord Krishna. One who lives with this consciousness, even though he or she may have a nice home, a nice car, nice bank balance, it's okay. It's okay to have these, as long as we live with this consciousness that everything belongs to the Lord and everything is meant to be used in the service of the Lord. If we live in this consciousness, that means we are living free from the sense of proprietorship. Means we see that nothing is mine, everything is God's, and everything is meant to be used in the service of God. If we live in this consciousness, we can be peaceful and happy, and we can impress the Lord and devoid of falsehood. Now, last verse. Sorry, I hope it hasn't been a boring journey. Isha brahmi sthitih partha nainam prapya vimuhyati sthitva syamantakalepi brahma nirvana mritchati. Called sthita pragya. Throughout our life, and if we maintain this consciousness up to the point of death, what is Lord Krishna promising us? One becomes eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. The highest perfection. When we live our life, Yeah, I recently heard of this amazing principle, regret minimization. In decision making, when we make decisions in life, we can question ourselves, how will I feel about this 20 years from now, or when I'm old, when I'm at the fag end of my life? Will I regret over having made this decision, or will I be happy? And, dear friends, for when we are old, when we are about to die, none of our possessions will mean much to us. Some people maintain the consciousness of proprietorship even up to the point of death. Once I was in a program in San Francisco, and yeah, we were having a dinner after the program. So there was one Chinese gentleman who had come there, Chinese American, and he and two of us coming from India, we were having a conversation discussing what was discussed in the class by the speaker. And this Chinese American gentleman, he started praising Indians. He was saying, you Indians are very nice. And then he shared about his own mother. So his parents had come from China, he was telling us. And he was saying, when my mother was on her deathbed, she asked us this question, what is my net worth now? What is my net worth? Imagine, she's about to leave her body and she's thinking of net worth. What is my net worth? So the answer to that is, if we see from the spiritual perspective, our net worth is zero, because we cannot carry back anything with us. There's another example in this connection. There's one prison somewhere in the US where when prisoners who have been given death sentence, just before the final persecution, they are given a choice. Okay, choose any of your favorite food. You can have anything. And some prisoners actually go for it. I need that Baskin Robbins ice cream, this, that, they choose. So, one devotee, one saint in ISKCON has marveled at this. What's the point of it? That food won't even be digested when that prisoner is hanged. But yet, up to the point of death, one maintains such attachments. So, that's, if we live our life with this sense of proprietorship and the sense of trying to become an enjoyer, then this is the consciousness we will die with. Like the Chinese lady who asked for the net worth. While she is on her deathbed, she is worried about what is the net worth, how much wealth I have created. Well, even if she has created a lot of wealth, to her it means nothing. Just in a few moments. To her it will mean nothing. And likewise for those prisoners who so eagerly choose some favorite food items. A few moments from after that meal, those delicacies would mean nothing to them. That food won't even be digested before the final persecution. But one who dies with this consciousness, spiritual consciousness, has perfected his or her life.